In this lesson, we are going to discuss compound interest. Compound interest is something which is extension of simple interest. We can say the basic difference between simple interest and compound interest would be, let us say you charge interest for some period. It could be 1 year for simple way to understand. And when we are calculating the interest for second year, lender is charging interest on the principal amount plus whatever interest he earned last year, he's charging interest on that money also. So the basically when lender charging interest on principal money and interest on interest, this concept is called compound interest. To understand it better, we'll take one simple example of simple interest and then we'll try to correlate it with the compound interest. Now we'll see how it goes. Let's say the principal money given by the lender P is 1 lakh. Okay, and maybe the rate of interest is given 10%. Now we'll go year wise. Let's talk about the first year. So what is the first year is going to be the interest here? First year, I'm going to calculate as if like simple interest. So simple interest for first year is PRT divided by 100. In our case, P is 1 lakh, R is 10%, T is 1 divided by 100. And when you calculate, 100, when you calculate this one, you will be getting 10,000. So the simple interest for first year is 10,000. So what is the amount at the end of 1 year? Amount is going to be 1 lakh plus 10,000. So this is going to be 1 lakh 10,000. Now lender is going to charge the interest for second year on the amount 1 lakh 10,000, not on the 1 lakh. If it is charging interest second year also on the 1 lakh, the concept is called compound interest. Here, lender is going to charge the interest on the principal money plus interest on interest. So let's go for the second year to understand it better. I will write here, this is for second year. Second year. In case of second year, the principal amount is going to be 1 lakh 10,000. As I told you, lender is adding interest to the principal money, and rate of interest, obviously this is the 10%. So what would be the simple interest here? I'm using the formula of simple interest only, but this is compound interest because every year I'm changing the principal amount. That you need to take care. So the formula is same, PRT divided by 100. So that is P is 1 lakh 10,000. And rate of interest 10%, year is only 1 because I'm calculating for second year divided by 100. And if you go for the calculation, you'll be getting 11,000. Now you can see if this is the case of simple interest, it would have been only 10,000. But 10,000 is for the first year, and for second year, it is coming 11,000. So what is the amount at the end of second year? Amount at the end of second year would be 1 lakh 10,000 plus this 11,000 what we earned interest now. So total is going to be 1 lakh 21,000, right? Now the same thing we can see for the third year. So what is going to be for third year? Similarly, we can go ahead for third year. Third year, as usual, principal money is going to be 1 lakh 21,000 and rate of interest is going to be that 10% and T obviously 1. So what is the simple interest for third year? So 1 lakh 21,000 into 10 into 1 divided by 100. So this is going to be 12,100. So I'm just going to calculate compound interest at the end of 3 years, not more than that. So what is the amount at the end of third year? Amount at the end of third year. amount at the end of third year would be 1,21,000 plus 12,100, that is 1,33,100. So here I use the concept of simple interest, and every year whatever interest is coming, I'm adding to the principal money and then charging the interest. So fundamentally, it looks like simple interest, but the calculation what comes, that is for compound interest, because here every year interest being added to the principal money. So the settlement amount or future money, whatever you say, that is 1,33,100. But don't you think if we go with this concept, is going to be very lengthy process? Because if it is for 5 years, so first you need to calculate for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. That's very lengthy. Then we can come up with a single formula where we can directly calculate the compound interest in one line. The formula is here. Of course, interest is the money which is paid for use of others' money, that everyone knows, right? So what I'm going to do here, instead of this, yeah, let me take complete information. So like previous case, we can say the amount is equals to principal money plus simple interest, or we can say amount is equals to principal money plus compound interest. We have calculated, let's take the previous example only, principal money, it was 1 lakh. So I took 1 lakh. Rate of interest, I'm taking 10%. So, but here you can see the rate of interest is using notation symbol r, small r. It doesn't matter, you can take small r or capital R, doesn't matter. And here time, instead of capital T, is using N, and we are taking N is equal to 3 years. In this case, we are going to calculate directly amount. You remember in the previous case, what is the amount we got at the end of 3 years? It was 1,33,100. And the same we are going to get here in one step. Let's see how. Amount is equals to P, principal money, that is 1 lakh. I'm using this formula. 1 lakh. 1 plus R is 10 divided by 100. Our N is 3. So amount is equals to 1 lakh. And this one is going to be 10 by 100, that is 0.1. So 1.1 power 3. So 1 lakh into 1.1 into 1.1 into 1.1. Few competition allow, few tests allow us to use calculator like GRE, like SAT. Of course, GMAT doesn't allow. So if the calculator is allowed, we can use calculator here. If not, we have to go with the manual calculation. In order to save the time, I'm going to use calculator. Let's see how it's going to be. 1 lakh and more 0 into 1.1. So when we multiply 1 time, we get this, 2 times this, and 3 times, you can see directly we got 1,33,100. So 1,33,100, and this amount and what we got in the previous case, both are same. Even in this case, he asked for 10 years also, doesn't matter, in one shot into 1.1 into 1.1, we can multiply 10 times, we get the answer. But if you go with the concept of simple interest, it will take long time. So this approach we found easier, and I'm sure this is clear to everyone. Keep watching more video, keep learning basic concept of this. And this is the example what we have taken. I will take more example. Thank you very much for watching the video. Keep watching more video, keep learning.